so I'm Stephen. I'm local, live in Clark, and which is very useful actually around the area because quite often I know the people sometimes that I go to, and it always feels quite nice when you're in the local community and helping with the people that you know, or people know of someone, you know, and it feels quite community orientated. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. I've come into caring quite late in my career. So I'm in my 50s, and I think what attracts me is I've always wanted to give back. I've always wanted to do. I think there's something human about wanting to help, and I think there's a lot of work really is based around profit, a lot about selling, and none of that makes sense to me at all, really. Because I'm a qualified teacher, and that attracted me, you know, into giving to the community. But it wasn't something quite right about it, in terms of really just delivering the education rather than fundamental caring. And I think it was when I saw the job advertised, I thought that is something I've been contemplating, and so I took a part-time role to begin with, just to see if it fitted, and it's perfect. You know, it's exactly what I was looking for, and I wish I'd come into it earlier in my career, to be honest. I think there's something about helping. It's just a basic human attribute that I can enjoy, and I get a lot more. I get a lot of enjoyment out of the work. Yeah, well, I tend to work mornings through to the afternoons, so I'll start early, about 7 o'clock. And we've either got half an hour calls or an hour calls generally, just to get people up and out of bed and get going for the day. So without us going in, some people would still be in bed all day long, and so it's quite nice to get them up, get them washed, get them dressed, and then get them up for the day. That's quite nice. And then it comes around to lunchtime, going in making people's lunches, you know, and just generally have a good chat with people. Sometimes there's gaps in the rota. Might have half an hour gaps and sometimes even an hour gap. I'm local. I quite often either pop into the office or I'll go home and have a brew. And sometimes if I get him even having a working day, it feels quite natural. I'm just going out helping people, popping back. You know, it really doesn't feel, it's not a stressful job, and nor should it be when you're going into people's homes, you know, and just generally having a chat and see how they are. And then quite often in the afternoons, it might be a social call, take people out, or stay in, depending on what we want to do. It does feel quite a natural way of being, really. It feels much more of a community job rather than an actual job where you're looking for the next paycheck. The best part of the role for me is being able to put yourself into the role. You know, I'm come from a professional background, so I always bring that into the role. Really, I always look at the whole picture when I go into someone's house or talking to someone. I'm not just going in just doing the job. I'm thinking, what does this person need? What's, you know, what is actually my role, as well as getting them up out of bed. You know, is there anything else I can do in terms of making their life, you know, much healthier, or, you know, much healthier in terms of either mental health or physical health, you know, and just having a look at the overall picture, you know, and a lot of that I can bring in a lot of my professionalism on that one, really, but also being close to home. The nice thing about the job is that you get to know a lot of people in the community. If I don't know them, my family will probably know them, or my friends will probably know them, or know. It feels quite nice being able to be so local and being able to help out. I would say I started off part-time, and actually I've kept part-time. But I would say start off, see if you like it. I think it suits some people and not others, and you're not really going to know until you try. But if you are the sort of person that does look out for people and does care, then I think it's worth giving it a go. And then really, because you can bring a lot of yourself into it, it's really just you make it your own. And as long as you are professional, I think it's worth just giving it a go, really. Haydays is a wonderful company. I've been working Haydays now, it'll be 2 years in summer, and I think I've loved every moment. I think they're very approachable. If I've got anything I need to discuss, they're always on hand. They're always adapt and help wherever they can. And they're very professional, and they've got a good reputation because of that. I like the fact that they are so local. They can offer a personal service that a big national company couldn't possibly hope to offer. And we get that continuity of carers going in to people, and that helps the people, and that helps us, and we get to know the people, and that makes a big difference. That's the main part of the job. Once you know a person, caring becomes very easy, and you can just know what they need, without even a conversation. Sometimes, you just get to know them, and Haydays offers that, really, I think, more than a national company could do. And it's a good team. We know each other across the carers, and we can text each other, let you know each other where we are, if we need any assistance or anything like that, or just swap days. We're always willing to do it because we're a good, friendly family team. So what goes around comes around. So.